Hello soulmates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this video I'm going to be teaching us how to draft and cut this asymmetric neckline bustier blouse that has a cute neckline at the back. So if this is something you're interested in, please stay tuned to the end of the video as I show you the step-by-step process on how to go about cutting and drafting this beautiful blouse. So you place your pattern paper on fold because it's a full front for the blouse. So I'm gonna add to place the shoulder line, the chest line, the bust point, the under bust, the front waistline, and the length of the blouse. So you determine the length of the blouse that you want to work with. Do you guys understand? So next up, I'm gonna to do this off camera actually. You place half of your shoulder measurement on the shoulder line and on the chest line. Then you roll a straight line across. The basic neck width here is 3 inches and 1 inch for shoulder slope. You connect the point. From the shoulder slope down to the chest line, you get the midpoint in between there. Then you come in by half of an inch. Then you connect all the points together to get your armhole, just as you can see. Next up, you place your bust span or your nipple to nipple measurement on the bust point line all through to the blouse length, just as you can see. Then you rule a straight line across this way. So for the contouring of the under bust, I marked 0.75 on the center front and 1.125 on the side front, while on the waistline I marked half an inch on both sides. So I went ahead to connect all the points together, just as you can see. See the way I connected it to the blouse length this way, just connect it this way, just as you can see. So you go ahead and connect it to the bust point this way, just as you can see. Connect to the bust point this way. Next up, I'm going to be painting quarter of the bust measurement on the chest line, quarter of the bust measurement, quarter of the under bust measurement plus the dart intake. There you place it. Then quarter of the waist measurement plus the dart intake that you took, you place it. Then just place quarter of your hip measurement, exactly your hip measurement. Then you connect all the points together. So there's this thing I usually do, which is waist snitching. So I'm snitching the waist by just 1 inch. So 1 inch divided by 4 is 0.25. So on the waistline, I'm going to mark 0.25. So that's like you're snitching your waist by just 1 inch, just to make the waistline more defined. So you just go ahead and connect it this way, just as you can see. The difference between the front and back waistline is 1 inch. So I mark 1 inch below the bust point, which is the bust dart. So this will serve as your bust dart. So then you get the midpoint of the shoulder. You get the midpoint. Then you connect it to the bust point like this. Connect it this way, just as you can see. So next up, we want to determine the over bust. So that means you determine how high you want your neckline area to show. So I think at this point I marked about 5.5 inches or 6 inches. So I already a straight line across, just as you can see. So next up, we're going to contour it. On the center front I mark 0.75 and by the side I mark 0.5. So you connect it to the bust point this way. So that means we are contouring the over bust. So we are tightening that place. That's what it means. So I'm just going to check what I have on the center front like this, so that it can be equal with what I have on the side front. Then you go ahead and rule a straight line, just as you can see. Do you understand? So for the shoulder area, I marked about 2.5 inches this way. So on this line, I marked about 1.5 inches. So it's a little bit of a Queen Anne kind of neckline. So you just connect it this way, just as you can see. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to close up this part. So actually this pattern paper is on fold, so that part is a little bit thick. So I need to close up that part carefully. So I'm just going to try to do it again. So I'm going to close it, that dart leg meeting the other dart leg. So I'm trying to measure what I have again. So I think what I marked earlier was not correct. So I'm just going to recorrect it by marking the correct thing. So yeah, so now this is me making an adjustment. So make sure that whatever you are marking on both sides, they both align well. Do you understand? So now I'm just going to try to close it up again. So now this way it has aligned well. You can see the lines aligned well, they fit in properly, just as you can see. So there's a design around this part, like this angle, that's the reason for me closing it up. There's a design, yes. So I'm just going to try to use a freehand first. So I'll use a freehand. Please don't use the straight line of your ruler. Don't use it straight. You should use the curvy part. Then you determine how high that sharp edge should go. Maybe 1 inch or 1.5 inches, that extension. So below the chest line, I came down by 2 inches. So then I'm going to use the curvy part of my ruler to connect it to that point, just as you can see. You can see what I have. So yeah, so you can see everything aligns well. So I'm just going to try to use my curvy ruler, the curvy part of my ruler, to make it more better. You know, I was using a freehand, so this way it makes it make sense. Do you understand? So it makes it make sense. So basically this is what we have. So I'm going to use my tracing wheel. I already traced it. So now we have a full front. You can see what we have. We have a full front for this style. So by the time you close it up, if you close it up this way, it will give you that design around that part, just as you can see. So it's going to give you that design. So I use my tracing wheel to craft out the other side to have a full front, just as you can see. So now we need to move to the bottom part. So the asymmetric, this thing is on the left hand side. So I marked 3.5 inches upward. Yours can be 3 inches or 2 inches, depends on how deep you want it to be. So then I'll just try to use the curvy part of my ruler just to like blend it in this way. That's what I'm doing. So you also do that for the other side. So you mark 3.5 inches on both that leg, so that by the time you are sewing, it's going to align well. Do you understand? So you can see the way I did it. So I've already connected it. So I'm not going to leave this side that way. The two sides, I'm not going to leave it that way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up by 1.5 inches. You can go up by half an inch or 1 inch or 0.75, just depends on what you want. So then just try to connect it this way on both sides. So this one too, you connect it this way. Just find a way to just blend it in, that it makes sense. So any pointy effect, to try to blend it all in. Do you guys understand? So I'm just trying to going to reshape this one, this side a little bit. So yeah, we're done. So we'll move on to the back pattern now. So for the back, I already marked the shoulder line, the chest line. The back waist length is different from the front, and the blouse length. So to get the blouse length for the back, we just say your front blouse length minus the bust dart that you are using. Your front blouse blouse length minus the bust dart. You guys understand? So that's the way to get the length for the back. So next up now, at the center back of the waistline, I came in by 0.75. Since we are using a zipper, you come in by 0.75. Then you connect it to the blouse length and to the chest line this way, just as you can see. So next up, we're going to be placing half of our shoulder measurement on the shoulder line and on the chest line. Then go ahead and connect the points together, just as you can see. So this basic neck width is 3 inches, 1 inch for shoulder slope. Then you connect the points. So you go ahead and get the midpoint. Then you come in by half of an inch. So you connect all the points together to what? To get your armhole, just as you can see. So next up, you are going to place your nipple to nipple measurement after the 0.75. You mark it. Then you add back the 0.75 to it, so that you can mark it on your blouse length and on the chest line. This is so that the lines can be straight. So then you go ahead and rule a straight line across, just as you can see. So with the way the back of this dress is, so the dart intake I will be taking on the waistline will be 0.75 on both sides. The back is like more defined, so I'll just go ahead and connect it this way to the blouse length this way, just as you can see. And I'll also connect it to the chest line this way, just as you can see. So next up, I'm going to place quarter of the bust measurement on the chest line, then quarter of the waist measurement plus the intake, plus the dart intake. Then you place quarter of your waist, your hip measurement, I mean. So then you go ahead and connect all the points together, just as you can see. Remember that we did waist snitching for the front by 0.25, so you also do it for the back. So we are snitching the waist by 1 inch, so 1 inch, 1 divided by 4, you give you 0.25. Remember by the front we came up by 1.5 inches, so I'm also going to do that for the back by this side by 1.5 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect it this way. So whatever measurement you use for yourself, just do it for the back as well, so that everything will align well. Do you guys understand? So the shoulder we use for the front is 2.5 inches. I'm also going to mark 2.5 inches for the back as well. So then 1 inch for the neck depth. So I'm just going to go ahead and connect it, just as you can see. You connect it this way. So this is what we have for that part. So next up, I'm going to come down below the chest line by just half of an inch. Then I'm going to connect it like this. Connect it to this part, just as you can see. So now I'm going to come down by 1 inch or 1.5 inches for that part. So you're just going to find a way to connect it. But before blending it in, I won't be connecting it to that part. I need to take a measurement. So after the chest line, I'm just going to mark like 2 inches after the chest line. You understand? Because the way the style is at the back. So then I'm going to try to connect it this way. So this ruler I'm using cannot work. It's not going to work. So I'm just going to take my other ruler to make it make sense. So I'm going to use this other ruler. Yes, you can see what we have. So this is the KO neckline, just as you can see. This neckline has been altered. So for it to not to give, so you just rule 2 slanted lines. Then you mark 0.125 on both sides. You rule a slanted line, mark 0.125 on both sides. So this is so that it will not give. Do you understand? So this line here, at this point, you share it into 2. So the part that I marked X, we're going to cut it out. This is so that that part doesn't fold at the back. Do you guys understand? So that it doesn't fold at the back. That's the reason for that. So this is what we have. So if you want your bottom part of your dress to extend a little bit on the side, you can just extend it by the side, maybe by half of an inch. Do you understand? You can extend it by half of an inch. Then you connect it from the waistline to that point. Like if you want it to come out a little bit. So it just depends on what you want for yourself. It depends on your choice and your preference. Do you guys understand? So this is what we have after drafting. So the next thing we are going to do is to cut out our drafted pattern. Do you guys understand? I hope this has been helpful too. So now we're going to cut. See, when you are cutting yours, you don't need to put your pattern paper on fold. Do you understand? So that you don't make mistakes. So me, I'm just putting it on fold because I know exactly what I am doing. So just carefully cut out your pattern. So guys, if you've not liked this video at this point, please kindly do so. Don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, comment, like and share. So like I said, you carefully cut out your pattern this way. You don't need to rush the process. Do you guys understand? Don't need to rush the process. And so for the 2 sides, you go ahead and open up the bust dart. So you close up the bust dart this way. I'm supposed to not cut the extra papers by the side, but I'm just going to be adding extra papers to it using my paper tape. So this way I'm going to reshape the lines by the side. So I'll do that for the other part as well. So this way I've added the excess, I've eliminated the excess, and I've filled up the extra part that is needed. Do you guys understand? So now for the back, around the waistline, up and down at the center back, you go up by half of an inch, then you connect it to the side. So this way you are eliminating excess around the waistline. Do you guys understand? So you just close it up in form of that. So remember you took half of an inch. You can place one of the half inch at the bottom. Then you just connect it. You can replace it. So you just go ahead and cut out the, so you can replace it by the bottom and connect it and reshape it. You guys understand? But if you don't want, you can just leave it like that and go ahead and cut. Do you guys understand? So yeah, So now I'm going to go ahead and cut off that part that I marked as X. You cut it off. So now for this, our yoke for the back. So remember this part, I'm just going to be closing it up and use my paper tape. You close it up in form of that, then use your paper tape to hold it. So when you do it this way, you take your ruler to reshape it so that you're going to reconnect the lines. Do you understand? So when you reconnect the lines, you go ahead and cut off the excess. Do you guys understand? So by the time we are done drafting, this is basically what we have for the style. So this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like, I mean. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit on the subscribe button, comment, like, and share. So see you in my next video. Bye.